Would you name your kid Steak? And speaking of steak, is it time America slimmed down? Speaking of slimming down, how would you feel if your car decided to cut you in half? Find out tonight on the freakishness we like to call Nothing News. Actor Sean Penn has an interesting taste in baby names. His son Hopper revealed an interesting fun fact in a recent interview. Apparently, his dad so loves red meat that he seriously considered naming him Steak. Thank God his mother had some common sense and didn't want him to be made fun of throughout his schooling years. So instead, you named him after the beloved villain of Pixar's A Bug's Life? Hopper the grasshopper? Hopper the ant antagonizer? I guess it's not as bad as Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin naming their child Apple. I guess. People, it's happened! The UK has left the European Union! Well, okay, they haven't exactly left yet, but they have begun the process of extricating themselves from a federation that has existed in peace and tranquility for decades. I find it incredibly ironic that a society so progressive, and so many of their policies, for example gun control, finds a majority of their citizens desiring the cessation from an organization, from a community, that was designed to eliminate the frightening nationalization seen in Nazi Germany in the early 20th century. Where are all of the millennials crying for the lines between our countries to be erased? For tolerance and acceptance to be the main melody of our species? Perhaps they did go out and vote, making up some of the 48.1% who wanted to stay part of the Union. I don't know about you guys. I find it a little disconcerting when the vote for such a major decision is that close. Basically, half the United Kingdom is pissed off right now. Enter Scotland, stage right. Did you know that more than 2/3, almost 70% of adults are considered to be overweight or obese in the United States? Not only are Americans lacking in the exercise department, studies also show foreign students outpacing Americans academically. For example, students in Latvia, Chile, and Brazil are making gains in academics 3 times faster than American students, while those in Portugal, Hong Kong, Germany, Poland, Slovenia, Colombia, and Lithuania are improving at twice the rate. If only there was a way we could improve on both fronts simultaneously. Well, look no further. A recent study found out that exercising 4 hours after learning can boost memory. Researchers recently published their findings in the journal Current Biology and found adults who exercised 4 hours after completing a learning task had better memory recall 2 days later. Although the authors are unable to pinpoint exactly why delayed exercise appears to boost long-term memory, they point to animal studies that have shown exercise can increase levels of catecholamines, which are chemical compounds that can improve memory consolidation. Long story short, get those glutes moving mentally and physically. Seen a good movie lately? Seen a bad movie lately? Critics are abuzz about the sequel to Independence Day, so tagged Independence Day Resurgence. A quick look through the news articles late last week showed an entertaining mashup. Here's a glimpse into the hilarity. Independence Day Resurgence, a disastrous disaster film. Shoot for the moon, lands in crazy town. The aliens are back, bigger, dumber, and stupider than ever. Will make you wish humanity just gave up. Ouch. A 20-year wait, and this is what we get? Really bad. Earth wins, we lose. Like a high-budget porno without the sex and fun. I think that about says it all. Moviegoers, beware. We're going to go to a segment we like to call Strange Heroes. During a soccer match in Sweden, A player haphazardly passed gas within earshot of the referee. Enter our hero, Danny Keiko. He immediately approached the player, offered a yellow card, followed by a red card. This player, as he fully deserved, was ejected for, quote, deliberate provocation. The player was totally baffled, but I, for one, am in full support of our hero keeping the field clean and methane-free. Good going, Danny. Our last hero is preparing the world's largest fart-in. What's a fart-in, you ask? Great question, viewer! Only weirdos like me know this kind of information. A fart-in is where multiple people gather together and fart as a form of protest. So our hero, Cherie Hunkala, is inviting all of the Bernie Sanders delegates to a free bean supper just before the Democratic National Convention in order to prepare the troops for battle. I, for one, hope our hero blows the socks off this thing. No word on how the Hillary camp is taking the impending bio attack. How about those self-driving cars? Society is driving onward to a time when I can get an extra hour of sleep on my way to work. Be that as it may, new research suggests I shouldn't be too excited just yet. With technology comes math, and with math comes probability. This seems to point one of two ways. Either your car is going to be designed to hit a crossing pedestrian versus driving you into a wall, thus keeping you and your passengers safest, or maybe your model will be designed to intelligently predict what is going to cause the greatest loss of life and act accordingly, despite the fact that it should totally be the former, right? I mean, you bought it. Shouldn't it act in your best interests? I can see it now. I'm driving, relaxing as my car drives me down a sunny road. I'm watching my favorite movie and browsing Facebook, lackadaisically. Suddenly an alert interrupts my 21st century meditation. Beep! Beep! I look up just in time to see a herd of sheep crossing the road. Mah! Mah! What the? I say, as suddenly my car's internal computer spits out casually. Children in road. Impact imminent. No! I cry out as the car makes a calculated decision to steer me off the bridge into the precipitous cavern below. Who wants their last words to be, "They were sheep, you imbecile! Sheep!" And that brings us to the end of this week's episode. Thanks to our videographer, editor, and producer, Vinnie Clark, and our one sponsor, Kramerica Industries. And also, a thank you to Debbie Zielinski, whose story was selected out of billions of entries. I'm your host, Zach Ford, and this is Nothing News, reporting on everything you don't care about. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Nothing News. Check out the links in the description to our Twitter, Facebook, and WordPress pages. Subscribe, you might get a sneak peek into how our spectacular cover art was made, so click the button. Thank you all for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing.